And we're back with Larry Lynch from Environmental Health Testing, and it's a very interesting talk. And what happened that this outbreak, talking about the salmonella outbreak, it was discovered on the shelf instead of at the moment that that product has been shipped to the store?
It's exactly the problem. The problem takes place at the inspector end. That there's insufficient inspectors, insufficient number of inspectors working for fragmented federal agencies, which allows companies like Peanut Corporation of America to get away with what they get away with.
But what about if they have an in-home inspector testing every single batch of that production? It's easy.
Well, these are the things that approach. And you realize that the sad thing is on the corporate side, it's a matter of profitability. And what they're looking at is, well, if we don't have to hire in this inspector, if we don't have to, we can cut corners here and there, perhaps there won't be a problem. And then, of course, it turns into a problem. I mean, look at our economy right now. Everyone's talking about the element of corporate greed driving it, and it's the same thing on food safety.
The company tried to reduce the inventory levels as well, so they are purchasing less amount of products, so they have to serve or to provide the customer service in a faster way, so that take us to cut some edges, and we are paying the price now.
Exactly. And I think that's exactly the issue. I think this is what the government's trying to attack now, is to build consumer confidence, to feel that comfort level. How many people stopped eating peanut butter? And of course, you think about it, at the end of the day, there are the middleman manufacturers who are buying the products from Peanut Corporation of America, manufacturing them in good faith. And of course, again, there's a gap there because there was no inspection taking place there, so that the end product making it to the shelf was already contaminated. And so the gap closure, what they're trying to do now is address those issues at each step along the way, so that the consumer can feel comfortable. I mean, what it comes down to at the end of the day, it's what we spoke about the last time. So consumers having that comfort level.
Do you think that with all this initiative, like the inspectors and the inspectors need, it will rise?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So it might be a good opportunity to become an inspector.
It could very well be that. And I think it's important for people who are, in the field to be watching that. One of the things our main organization under environmental health testing is the National Registry of Food Safety Professionals. And one of the initiatives since we last spoke that we've been doing is to truly become that, where it was an organization that launched to provide a food safety manager certification program, but we've now moved into a variety of areas of learning and tools and developmental activities for people who genuinely want to be food safety professionals, who either have a career track, perhaps moving along the lines of food inspection, health and safety regulation, right down to consumers and some of the basic habits that consumers can take, so that even if there are gaps, on the manufacturing side, that at home they can still do things to at least to mitigate the risk. I don't think you eliminate the risk until at the manufacturing side they've hit that 100% source factor, that at home the best you can do is mitigate at this point, but at least if you do some little things at home, you can.
I'm talking about that. What we can do at home to start this change?
One of the things we talked about the last time is still that element of really, more than anything else, sanitation. It's keeping your work areas clean. It's looking for cross-contamination. I don't think one of the things we talked about the last time, but there are even inexpensive home solutions to do things. But most people don't realize to keep a workplace sanitary, it takes nothing more than a tablespoon of household bleach and a gallon of water. Mix it together, put it in one of those little sprayers, and when you're cleaning, just spray it on the table, wipe it down, and you eliminate all your germs. So there are many things you can do. It's changing your food utensils, cleaning those food utensils on a regular basis. It's making sure that, as we talked about the last time, if you're cutting meat with this particular knife, you don't cut it. You don't cut the vegetables with the same knife. And it's walking through and it's being smart. And again, like I said, we've added a whole variety of new tools to our website to assist consumers in being able to drive that.
So that is okay, because that is something that I can control at home.
Absolutely.
What happened when we go out to eat?
Similarly, the focus on the out to eat part is making sure that at the restaurant level that they're practicing those same habits. And I think the smartest thing a consumer can do is ask good questions. And that's when you go into a restaurant, just ask, can you tell me what you do in terms of maintaining a safe, clean food environment? Look for a logo that we have on the door of a restaurant. The fact of the matter is they're supposed to have a manager on duty to keep the premises safe and clean. And it's worth asking the question, what do you do? How do you keep my food safe? How do I know that what I'm eating is coming clear? Now, most people don't think about that. They're going off to have a nice, quiet, romantic evening, a nice meal.
Or in a hurry, because it's a lunchtime, I need to eat quick.
Absolutely, absolutely. If the public gets more engaged in this process and they ask better questions, it'll raise the restaurant levels up and the manufacturers levels up to recognize that we have to do something because people ask questions. It's not until people really begin to ask questions that you begin to see change, and that's been one of the gaps out there is, my gosh, if people aren't asking me what I have to do, then I suspect that I don't have to do anything.
So the change starts with us.
Change starts with us.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.